श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. My respectful salutations to all the great personages assembled here, also to all the members of the university family, other devotees of the Lord and Sri Shankaracharya, the students, the faculty, everybody. To all I offer my respectful regards. What is it that Sri Shankaracharya has done for which after so many centuries and even after a few millenniums we are all assembled to think about him, to share our devotion unto him? What is it that he has done? Whenever there is a difficulty, a problem in the society, a community, when somebody comes forward to serve, we are all grateful to them. Gratitude is always towards somebody who is selfless and who serves. Even now you all know the situation is not so normal, and we thank all the people who are coming forward to help and to serve. We say whether we say frontline warriors, we speak to about the doctors and the various medical fraternity, or in so many ways people who are helping, we always feel a sense of gratitude towards them. Now there are certain situations which are crisis, and those times when there is a crisis for the nation or for the larger society, which is more than a difficulty, but it is a crisis. At that time, just some person who has some wealth or some capacity, that is not sufficient to serve. We need people of great moral fiber, of great inner strength. And always we find that whenever there is a crisis like that, you always have somebody who is coming forward. It is as though the society gives rise to them. Thus, long ago, many centuries ago, when we had the invasion from Mughals and all of them, and the whole culture, the tradition and the fabric of the society was getting destroyed, there was a great Chhatrapati Shivaji. Swami Vidyaranya establishing the Vijayanagara Samrajya, and Chhatrapati Shivaji establishing the Marathi Samrajya. And we always thank them. We keep them in the heart. We always revere them. Even when we were so much in difficulty because of the invasions of the colonial powers, we established the colonies, and India was made into a colony of the British Empire, so much so that we even forgot what is to be free. Then you had great people like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Mahatma Gandhi ji, coming over in the scenario and sacrificing a lot, doing so many things that we always remember them with gratitude. Now, that is with respect to a certain issue or a problem But there are sometimes issues greater than even that. When wisdom and knowledge are in jeopardy, everything suffers. Because it is knowledge and wisdom which is responsible for health and wealth, which is responsible for the prosperity of the society, which is responsible for the positivity of tradition and culture. Everything depends upon knowledge and wisdom. When the knowledge and wisdom has got a disease, can I say that? Or when knowledge and wisdom suffers a lot, then everything is in danger. During such times, not just great people, not just people of some intellectual strength or moral fiber or some amount of capacity or a large amount of capacity, at the time we require great visionaries who combine in themselves a vision for the welfare of the totality and at the same time who are also very strong in their action. There are some people who have got great thoughts, visionaries we call. There are some people who have got great capacity of action, great executors. But there are such times when wisdom and knowledge is at stake. That foundation for the entire nation, in fact, the foundation for the entire prosperity of the world, the happiness of the totality, when such a thing is at stake, there are a different quality of people who are required. One such time was the time when Vyasa, Sri Vyasa arrived on the scene. It was at the time when the entire Vedic knowledge was in risk of being lost. He came, he collated, he codified, he divided and enabled that the Vedic knowledge is made available for generations to come and ensured that it is kept alive. Not only that, he wrote the Puranas, wrote the famous Mahabharata, the Itihasa, wrote the Brahma Sutras to codify the wisdom of the Upanishadic wisdom. And such great Mahatmas who not only served their generation, who not only uplifted the society of their times from a crisis, but who enabled that posterity, generations to generations, are benefited. Such great people, such great masters are worthy of reverence forever. Because they did not come for a situation. They were not for some time. They are eternally relevant by their contribution. One such great master of such stature of Veda Vyasa is Sri Adi Sankaracharya. Sri Adi Sankaracharya came at a time when it was still more horrible and terrible. What I mean by still more horrible and terrible was because there was difficulty from inside and outside. Veda Vyasa came at a time when the tradition needed to be consolidated. But there came a time when the tradition was having an earthquake from within, and the knowledge and wisdom were attacked from outside. It was a very, very difficult time. The very tradition from inside suffered severe jolts. Why severe jolts? Because what people understood of what is fact, what is truth, what is right, what is not right, all of them suffered severe difficulties. It was very chaotic. The very people who were supposed to be custodians of the wisdom and knowledge, they themselves had differing opinions. Nyaya, Vaisheshika, all of them were Astikas. Sankhya, Yoga, Purva Mimamsa, all of them claiming that they are representing, they are telling what is the truth of the Vedas, the abode of wisdom and knowledge. It was very chaotic. And the people, devotees themselves of the Lord, they had their own say, this is the way, right way, that is the right way, this alone is the way, this only is the right path. Here again, fanaticism and narrow-mindedness had grown out of proportions. Not only that, apart from those people who believed in the Vedas, who are devotees of the Lord, there again came from that, not different from them, were a group of people who said there is no Vedas, there is no knowledge which is pramana, this could be right, that could also be right, that is also way, this is also way. It was confusion worst confounded, the nature of which the nation had never seen. At the time came a genius who undertook upon himself. It is not that somebody tells you to do. When somebody tells you to do and you do, that is good. But when you become self-inspired, who understood the need of the times, and at a young age became inspired. So to say, there cannot be a youth icon more than such a person. That was this young boy, Shankara. It is well known that at a very young age, he devoted himself to the cause of the society, for the tradition, for the culture, for knowledge, for wisdom. He devoted himself. Ashtame Chaturo Veda. Dvadashe Sarva Shastravit. Such a great master. Who told him to do this? Who told him to serve the society? Somehow, somewhere, from within, came that enormous inspiration. And he started clarifying those confounding issues which people were so confused about. And he wrote his famous commentaries. And those commentaries were so clarifying, as said very beautifully, Prasannam Gambiram. Such commentaries he wrote by which it was very evident what is the fact, what is the truth. Remember, he protected knowledge. He ensured the beauty of wisdom. And it is on the foundations of knowledge and wisdom a culture stands, a tradition lives, a country is built, the world becomes peaceful and the world rejoices. It is in knowledge, in wisdom, the whole foundation is there. And such great commentaries that even today they test one's intelligence by the beauty and the depth. And even today, it is so enchanting for not only students, not only scholars, but even somebody who has no faith or not even any kind of commitment to the tradition or the knowledge, when they read it and they study it and they say, what brilliance. The beauty of Adi Sankaracharya in writing the commentaries was not only the deciphering of truth, but also the integration of scholarship, the integration of academics, the bringing together of diverse opinions, and then saying, look, you may differ in this, you may differ in this, you may differ in this, he may differ in this, she may differ in this. That's all okay. But there is a common factor in which we all agree. Take, for example, the Vyasa Bhashya. Smriti Rupaha Paratra Purva Drishta Avabhasa, he defines. And then he says, this is how the Nayayika define, this is how the Vaisheshika, this is how the Sankhyan define, this is how the Bauddha defines. And after offering all those definitions, he says, Sarvatapitu Anyasya Anya Dharma Avabhasatam na Vyabhicharati. Immediately he embraces all of them and says, come on, we are all on the same plane. Let us inquire from here. This kind of integrative approach, which is so unique to Sanatana Dharma, because it is Sanatana Dharma which offers a solution for diversity of opinion. In Sanatana Dharma, you don't say alone, you don't say only, you say also. Yes, we differ, but there is a place when we are all together. It is this integrative approach. People usually say Shankaracharya traveled around the country and he debated and he won over academicians and scholars and great acharyas. But it is not debate which wins. Yes, vade vade jayate tattvabodaha, agreed. But you don't capture the heart of somebody by debating alone. There is that inner chord of truth and concern. That truth, yes, this is the truth, but I have genuine concern for you. It is that love which integrates. Sri Shankaracharya not only wrote his bhashyas, but he traveled, he disseminated, he shared, he interacted, and he loved above all. It is this which brought the whole country to him. It is this love, this knowledge coupled with love that made him a Jagat Guru. That is the glory and greatness of Sri Adi Sankaracharya. Pen alone is not the solution to all problems. Adi Sankaracharya did not stop with just writing. He served incessantly, ceaselessly he served. Remember, it was not these times when we have modern amenities of transport and all. Length and breadth, this young man traveled. How many times? Some say 2, some say 3, some say more times. It doesn't matter. He traveled the length and breadth of the country. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari. From this end up to from Gujarat and even beyond, because that was a Bharata Varsha, up to Assam, and everywhere he traveled. And everywhere his heart throbbed for the people. He established institutions which will serve. Not only that, when he went to temples and he saw how, because temples are not just temples, places of worship, because temple is that core which integrates, which brings the whole society together. He established right practices there, removed superstitions, enlightened the people, helped them see the right path, get into the noble vision of the Shastra, and at the same time established methodologies by which people could be together. You worship this, I worship this, he worship this, she worship this. Doesn't matter. Let's all put them together. Panchayatana Puja. You are a Shiva Bhakta. Doesn't matter. Shiva Bhakta is fine. But why should you hate Vishnu? Keep Bhagavan Vishnu Shalagrama inside in your puja. But Shiva Bhakta you are. Keep Shiva in the center. This integrative approach, which is actually the right approach, which is the way of truth, that he re-established. I say the word re-established. Why? Because that is our very, very manner of thinking. We are that great tradition of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Yatra Vishwam Bhavati Eka Needam. That is our tradition. Everywhere in our tradition, this coming together in the midst of differences. Differences are beauty, is it not? But coming together is a joy. That Sri Adi Sankaracharya again rebrought, re-established, and again established Sanatana Dharma in the right direction of movement. Not only that, as mentioned, he established institutions which stood the test of time and which will continue the work, which has continued the work. Established systems whereby people who serve, even sannyasins, the Shanami order he brought out. We all belong to that tradition only. In this way, the amount of wonder which Adi Shankaracharya brought out for this whole tradition is something which cannot be captured in words, which generations to generations will keep on glorifying and benefiting. My teacher, Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji, used to say, in whom the Upanishads found its fittest spiritual general. That was how Adi Shankaracharya was, is, and continues to be. It is not true to say Adi Shankaracharya was. He is and he will be. Anyone who is devoted to knowledge, to wisdom, will always find Shankaracharya is not far away. He is right here with you, inquiring with you, joining you in the Satyanveshana, in this discovery towards truth. That is how Adi Shankaracharya is. Such was his presence and glory and greatness that anyone who came after him either had to explain him or had to say something which is saying, it is not what Shankara said. It is different what I am saying. Shankara became the watershed point. Either you have to say that I am explaining what he says and add to it, or you have to say, any Acharya who had to come, they say, this is a little different from what Adi Shankaracharya said. You have to always connect yourself with him to become valid in the tradition. Such is the glory and greatness of this great master. May his grace and blessings be with us on this most auspicious occasion when the university has organized such a beautiful national seminar. I invoke the Lord's grace, Adi Shankaracharya's blessings, and through all times of difficulty or non-difficulty, knowledge protects. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. That knowledge, all masters who have given us, to all of them, we offer our salutations. Thank you very much. Hari Om.